You've all read, or we've all read, that the Bureau of Prisons is holding inmates at times in prison long after their earned time credits from the First Step Act allowed them to be released early. Hello, and thank you for tuning into my video series, Indicted and Facing Prison Now What? My name is Marc Blatstein, and in 2006, I too was indicted and convicted of a felony, losing my license to practice. To call this a life-altering event at that time, at best, was an understatement, and still is. With all of you now looking at this or listening to this YouTube or video with work, I was able to get my medical license reinstated in full. So my takeaway or lesson to you is that prison is temporary. Eventually, you'll be going home. And so as you prepare for your pre-sentence interview, hopefully you've been guided into drafting a well-written personal narrative as well as a release plan. The goal in this series is to provide you with all the information you'll need to survive and navigate these times. With knowledge together with preparation, it's going to help you build back the confidence you'll need throughout this process. You've heard that the Department of Justice and the FBI, maybe they've been asking questions, showed up at your front door, or sent you a target letter. Either way, their case against you by this time is mostly complete, and they have conviction rate closing in on 98%. So the length to take the next step or to act now is at your peril. What do you need? What do you want? What do we want you to do? You need legal representation from an attorney who practices federal criminal defense in federal court, because federal courts, the rules of the road are much different than state courts. And this is a big deal, but you just don't want to hire a legal team because they have experience. You also need to understand that they have a proven track record of successfully defending cases like yours, and you need to be comfortable with them. You need to feel that you're a good fit, they are a good fit for you personally, because the choices you make today are going to impact your tomorrow. Should you have questions, please do not hesitate to call and consider engaging my services at 240-888-778. This is your life and your future. The BOP, Bureau of Prison, is holding inmates in prison after their earned time credit release. And a lot of this is because they're saying that there's no halfway house beds. Yes, there's a limited amount of bed space in halfway houses around the country. This is true. But the Second Chance Act has been giving funding forever, where the monies are dedicated, a portion of the monies are dedicated to the Bureau of Prison opening up additional halfway houses as needed, plus allowing people to go into the halfway house and then quickly transition to home. And now the halfway house is safe, but they have no staff to monitor those that are at home, because it takes not as many staff as for people in a halfway house, but it's still, and it's cheaper to monitor when they're at home. But for some reason, the funds are there, the funds have been used. It's just, I don't know that anyone is inspecting what they expect. And so their staffing for home confinement, it was not available. Halfway house beds were not available. And yet there was community, there's called the fiscal year 2023 Second Chance Act community-based reentry. There's funds for that. 2022 the same thing, 2021 the same thing, 2020 the same thing. These are dollars that are budgeted from Congress to the Federal Bureau of Prisons to allow them to transition you out after you've earned your earned time credits. But first, the BOP had problems with enacting the law. Then they have trouble auto calculating the correct earned time credits. And so now it's another problem where there's no beds or no people even to watch you when you're at home, even though you may be on an ankle bracelet. But this makes no sense. Out of my control and out of your control. And so while I'm not giving you great thoughts, disappointment and frustration. This is a huge agency, and it's not getting everything right all the time. To engage my services or to have your concerns answered, give me a call today at 240-888-7778. This is my personal cell phone, and I answer and return all calls. Additionally, you can get all this information for free through my website at pprsus.com. P as in Paul, P as in Paul, R as in Robert, S as in Sam, US.com, otherwise known as Physician Pre-Sentence Report Service. I hope this was helpful, and that I'm grateful for you tuning in and listening to this YouTube today. Have a great day.